All right, guys. So today, AMC's down about 30% today. They reported finalizing their conversion plan over the weekend and dropped the stock again almost 30%. Let me know if you guys think it's going to bounce back. AMC sitting at right around 370s. SPY is slightly green, mostly flat. PayPal is gapping up today. That's nice. We're in PayPal too. We'll see if it actually holds. But yeah. Yeah, AMC down like 30% this morning. Let me drink my coffee. I'm waking up. Just let me drink my coffee. But yeah. All right. I'm going to do a poll here like we always do. I'm trying to upgrade my thumbnails, so like every day I'm kind of doing another one. I don't think my thumbnails are that bad, but like... Yeah, and again, it's a busy week for markets. We do have some stuff going on. None of it's super crazy, but like we do have some stuff going on. Here we go. What's up, Wilfredo, George, Bao, Robert, Kevin, Johnny, Jorge? What's up, man? What happened in the market a couple hours ago? I'm not sure. I just got up, dude. What happened? Yeah, I hope you guys had a good weekend. AMC down to 380s, 370s. Again, AMC is down. Let's go ahead and report this news. We'll go ahead and talk about it. So AMC is down after on Friday a Delaware court approved a revised but still pretty looked down on stock conversion plan intended to shore up AMC's financial situation. It was done by the Delaware Chancery Court. Judge Morgan Zern last month rejected an earlier version of this settlement that was cleared on Friday, and AMC has wanted to turn its AMC preferred equity units, or APE, divvy, special purpose dividend, whatever you want to call it, into common stock. So basically trying to go right back as it seeks ways to sell more shares in order to raise money and starve future finance troubles. But a lot of shareholders rejected, because again, you got to understand, like Adam Aaron a couple months ago said that this ape divvy was the greatest thing ever, and then it wasn't, and now he's saying they want to get rid of it and all this different stuff. The settlement agreement approved by the judge on Friday between AMC and its shareholders is only slightly prevent dilution of common shares, increasing the proportion of the company held by existing common shareholders by about 3% in aggregate. They still argue that it's going to be good for both parties, as it, quote, gives the class more equity in a struggling company and gives the company a way to raise needed revenue. And I mean, this is what I'm saying, man. And this is why, like, you know, I understand people wanting to grow a social media following online, but like coming out and claiming that every day there's some new conspiracy theory regarding AMC and why it's going to go crazy and do the mother of all short squeezes. Again, at a certain point, you got to just look at things objectively and say, hey, maybe they're just telling people what they want to hear so that they grow a following online, you know? So again, we're going to go read Adam Aaron's quote. He said in a letter that follows, I share my thoughts about the Delaware Chancery Court ruling on Friday that lets us proceed as our shareholders voted. In the morning, we also will file an 8K with the SEC and post it to AMC's website. My letter and the 8K are important reads. Yeah, the problem that like a lot of people don't understand regarding AMC is that like the metrics in which they're looking at the metrics at which they're looking at short data sometimes are not the most accurate. And so those using that as the end-all be-all determination of, you know, all this stuff is just kind of about those Saints, guys. How about those Saints, huh? I don't really care that much about preseason, though, to be honest. I mean, I'll watch it just to see how the teams are, but preseason's not going to end until September, so. Oh, we also have Hut Mining dropping their earnings sometime soon. Hut 8, or Hut Mining. They're down a little bit. Right, so it looks like Hut came out with theirs. They did drop. They dropped. Here's Hut's numbers. The Jets, man. The Jets did pretty good. The Panthers must suck this year. Chargers are all right. Raiders, Jaguars, Bills, Cardinals, Lions, Falcons, Seahawks, Texans beat the Patriots. That might be a good sign. Steelers beat the Bucks. Packers won versus the Bengals. Hopefully Joe Burrow and the Bengals can do some stuff. But yeah. All right, but Hut did release their numbers here. We can put those numbers up on chat right there. That's the Hut numbers. Oh man, we're up. It's Monday morning. We're awake. All right, HUD actually starting to go up a little bit. AMC, you can see, is at about 380, 370s. How about them Texans? Yeah. How about those Saints? Again, you can see Hut mining bouncing back up a little bit. It's at 290s. 290s for Hut. Top Set did give us an update. Let me read this.
Hi traders, back to you guys with the
Yeah, I haven't read this. So I'm gonna mute the music for a second and listen to this update real quick. All right, guys. Yeah, so it looks like they're basically. Yeah, it looks like Top Step is basically allowing everybody to reset now for $49, universally. All right, guys. So Spy sitting at 446. Looking at the day on Friday, we we came in pretty flat on Friday. We didn't really do much, which is why I'm glad I didn't really push super hard. Yeah, so again, market was pretty flat. All right, so Green Day. All right, so yeah, basically the update that we just got from Michael last Friday or so is that they basically got everything back to working A plus. They got a couple things that they want to finish, but they're going to open up the wait list to purchases. So again, if y'all want to check that out, again, link is in the description. Check that out. They're going to open it up to them first. All right, Saints ended it with a field goal. Good, man. Yeah, I'm still waiting for Adam Aaron's letter. He said it would. Okay, here's the letter, actually, guys. So the letter is out to Adam from Adam Aaron. I'm gonna go ahead and read this thing. Okay, so again, here's the Adam Aaron AMC letter. He said, "Quote," and again, we're all quoting this letter. We're not saying any of this stuff. We're just quoting this letter here, guys. So again, quote, "Fellow shareholders, I am writing to share my thoughts with you about some exciting AMC news. On Friday, the Delaware Chancery Court ruled that we can now immediately move to implement the proposals that were approved in the shareholder vote as of March 14th, 2023. The proposals to increase AMC's authorized common shares and do a reverse 1-for-10 split of AMC shares which together will permit the conversion of all outstanding APE units into AMC common shares, were approved by 72% of AMC shares and 91% of APEs that were actually voted in the March shareholder election. Of those who actually voted, these are very large majorities in favor of our proposed actions. I mean, it's 70-30 split basically on AMC shareholders, which I think is the one you want to pay attention to outside of APE shareholders, but AMC shareholders are the ones you want to listen to. Of those who actually voted, there are very large majorities in favor of our proposed actions, but no large-scale vote is ever unanimous. Some of those in the minority continue to this day to be vocal in their opposition, so I'll explain below to all of you, those who voted yes, those who voted no, and those who are still on the fence, why I think we are on the right path. First and foremost, AMC should now be able to raise additional equity capital. We can use this access to equity capital to shore up our cash reserves, pay down our debt, invest in growth initiatives, to strengthen our operating profitability and pursue transformative merger and acquisition opportunities. When AMC has the capability to raise much needed cash, those rooting or betting against AMC face much more of an uphill climb. And with the convergence of AMC common shares and APE units, we hope to expect to be able to fully raise equity capital more efficiently and with less dilution than when APE units were trading separately as a significant discount to the AMC common shares. All right, so first things first, let me deviate from the just quoting this real quick here. There's a lot of traders that are against this. If you look on, a lot of AMC ape traders are against this move. And so while a majority of people are just kind of agreeing with it, a lot of people are against it. The problem I see here, like the big issue, before I read the rest of this, is that, again, less than a year ago, Adam Aaron said that this move to the ape divvy was like the greatest thing ever. He was pushing it. Everybody was like super gung ho about it. Everybody was super pumped. Everybody was defending it. And he was saying, "How, wow, what a great move," and he was definitely clarifying that it wasn't dilution. Because like what AMC could have done is just done a secondary offering and just diluted their company that way and made the money, do the same thing that they were doing here, but like, I don't know if they had it registered. And so they ended up doing this. And a lot of people at the time were like, "Hey, this is dilution. This is just dilution." And at the time, AMC was basically like, "Nah, it's not. No, it's not dilution." Um, I think this letter puts it more into perspective in terms of like what they were actually trying to do, which was dilution. Like they were trying to raise capital through dilution, is ultimately what they were trying to do, in my opinion here. But I digress. Back to the script. It says, quote, "The steps we will be taking now are shareholder approved and mean the following to AMC. Number one is that AMC will be more resilient. Were it not for our ability to have raised equity over the past 3 years, AMC would simply have not survived the pandemic-induced decline in our business. Looking forward, the flexibility to raise equity capital at the appropriate time is an absolute vital tool for any large company, and AMC is no exception." So yeah, moving forward, basically, guys, if you're an AMC shareholder, what he is essentially saying right now, and what's important to understand, like the jargon here, right? Like what he is saying is like now they can slap an offering on you guys whenever they want to, basically. The ability to hit you guys with an offering. If you guys don't understand what that is, right? An offering is dilution. You have multiple types of offering. The first type is the initial public offering, the IPO. It's when a company first starts to go public and shares are offered to the public, right? And again, the company makes money from these offerings. Obviously, when people buy their shares, a company makes money, just to put it into perspective, okay? Now, that initial public offering is fine, but a secondary offering is very frowned upon in the stock market most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time, a secondary offering is not good. Why is it not good? Is because they're adding shares to the float. They are diluting their company by selling more shares. They're making more money from it, but they're diluting the company in return. They are diluting the company. They are selling more shares. They are adding shares to the float, and they are thus diluting the company. And that's not good. And typically, when a company announces a secondary offering, shares fall, shares drop, i.e., what we got this morning. Is because offerings are dilution and the public knows that. And the other sketchy part is, like, say you buy AMC at $5, right? Just as an example, say you buy it AMC at $5, they can decide to do an offering at $4 anytime they want to. And in that regard, that's going to drop the stock. If you're holding at 5 and it drops to 4, that's a 20% drop that you just got hit with out of the blue with nothing you can really do about it. And so again, if the problem I see with this, guys, the reality here is that AMC is simply not making enough money in their everyday business for them to survive and not need to sell shares. Selling shares and diluting the company is typically a really bad sign because it means that the company is not making money. That's the thing to understand. That's what this means, is that AMC is not making enough money in their regular business practices, and so they have to resort to selling shares. And again, that's not really good. That's not really good. Again, you can let me know if you disagree. I don't think it's good. I've seen a lot of offerings; they're not typically good. Anyways. Moving on to reading this, it says, quote, number 2, we will eliminate capital raising inefficiencies of APE units trading at a significant discount to AMC shares. Converting APE to AMC shares results in a single price for all AMC equity, and the single price eliminates the unnecessarily high dilution caused by the lower price of APE units. For the past full year, for example, to raise cash, AMC could sell only APE units, and they only could be sold at a great discount to AMC shares. And with a single equity capital structure, I believe AMC will be able to raise equity capital more efficiently and on better terms in the future. Again, I disagree with that. I think this is bad. I think they can dilute the full shares now, and I don't know. Number 3, an improved balance sheet would result over time. The simplification of our equity capital structure will enhance our ability to buy back debt or exchange debt for equity. Consolidating ownership of AMC into one single class for all shareholders makes it easy. And then the crazy part about this is that they said the exact opposite when they did the APE dividend. They said this APE dividend was great. Turning it into 2 different tradable securities was great, and all this stuff. And so forth and so on. They said we gained a better opportunity to transform AMC. And then they said some stuff about dilution here. They said some of you fear dilution is a mistake no matter what. You are wrong. To the contrary, sometimes raising money is absolutely imperative. And he's right here. Like, raising money is necessary sometimes if your company is struggling and not making money in normal business practices, right? In that regard, dilution is good because that's the only option you got. You got to sell shares, dilute the company, and try to make money on that end, and then use that money to save the company. But again, it's a bad sign. It's a bad warning sign to investors if a company needs to do dilution. That's the thing to understand. On the reverse split, I keep hearing some of you that with the reverse split, we are stealing 90% of your shares. If someone takes $10 bills, yeah, I mean, they're just explaining what a split is. What a split is, guys, and there's some more to this, but what a split is just consolidating shares. Yeah. Yeah, John, what do you think about Disney these days and moving forward? I mean, I still have essentially the same thesis on AMC. My thesis on AMC, or not AMC, my thesis on Disney is pretty much the same. I mean, I think down at the 80s and 90s, I took profit. Like, I'm holding a very small piece of Disney right now, so my sizing isn't really super heavy into Disney right now. But I like Disney as a company, and I still think it'll probably be fine. But I scaled out of Disney when it bounced up to the 92, 93 buck, 92.50 level Friday and Thursday. And I think it was Friday and Thursday. So, but yeah, I'm basically already out. But we're green, and we've already made a lot of money on Disney over the last couple months as it bounced all the way back to 90s from like 84. You know. Uh, and again, we did have a hut mining come out, which is like crypto related. If we look at Bitcoin, for instance, here, Bitcoin's still sitting at 29 and a half. AMC here in Orlando is very busy all the time. That's great, man. If one location is busy, I'm not saying that AMC doesn't have locations that are thriving. I'm not saying that. Again, what I'm saying is that regardless of how any individual location is doing, AMC needing to do an offering is bad for a company. I'll put it this way: healthy companies don't do offerings. Okay, companies that make enough from their general business practices do not do offerings, guys. All right, that's regardless of what the CEO says here. Not good. Not good. That means the company is not making money in normal business. And with that lack of income in normal businesses, they have to dilute their shares, hurt their stock, and sell shares in order to make money. Like that's essentially, no matter what, that's what this is. And you got to look at that objectively, I think. All right, so Coinbase accelerated its international expansion with the launch of Coinbase Canada. That's cool. Again, here's the SPY. SPY pretty choppy. It's still pretty early though, guys. Here's the Q. Q trying to move too. There's the Q at 367s. So NASDAQ a little bit more volatile here. Movie Pass, man. Well, it's been a long time since I've even seen Movie Pass. Yeah, so we don't really have much going on today. Tomorrow we got a bunch of stuff. Yeah, the whole week's actually pretty busy after today. So again, tomorrow we got core retail sales data, business inventories, Empire State Manufacturing Survey, and import-export prices in the morning. Wednesday we get housing starts, building permits, FOMC minutes in the afternoon. Thursday we get jobless claims, Philly Fed Index. Oh, y'all don't hear the music? My bad, bro. I've been playing it this whole time. AMC, Cleveland Browns, NVIDIA earnings. Yeah, NVIDIA earnings are on the 23rd. Lots of news this week. Think it's going to be a bit of a choppy week. Yeah, it might be in anticipation of all this stuff going on. Like, it's certainly possible. All right, you should be able to hear the music now. Hey, what's up, Chris? Tesla, Apple, Disney, anything moving pre-market? Yeah, I mean, we're looking at some other stuff. I don't see any other big news. We're kind of looking at, we had Hut Mining. The Ford CEO says charging reality check from F-150. This is why we're working with Tesla. Tesla also lowered prices of the Model Y in China. They agreed to cutting prices. And you can kind of look at Tesla here on the right side. Tesla's down to almost 230s right now. So down pretty big in pre. Yeah, I mean, the Adam Aaron thing is just kind of out there. Yeah, I bet the comments are crazy today, man. I'm looking at it. Yeah, man, AMC down. Hedge funds can't hold out much longer. AMC retail in January of 2021. I mean, bro, I get it, man. Honestly, I get it. In all honesty, man. Big jump on X. What is X? US Steel. All right, team. I mean, it's kind of funny. No offense to you guys. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just kind of, you got to laugh when things are humorous, and I think it's pretty funny, dude. All right, so Elon Musk texting Mark Zuckerberg. Musk says, quote, want to do a practice bout at your house next week. Zuckerberg responds, if you still want to do a real MMA fight, then you should train on your own and let me know when you're ready to compete. I don't want to keep hyping something that will never happen. So you should either decide you're going to do this and do it soon, or we should move on. Musk said, I will be in Palo Alto on Monday. Let's fight in your octagon. I have not been practicing much apart from a brief bout with Lex Friedman today, while I think it is very unlikely given your size. Will they fight? Yeah, so again, X is up a lot. Let's look at that news. I hear a couple of people chirping about this today. So looking at this news here, U.S. Steel rejected a buyout offer from rival steel manufacturer Cleveland-Cliffs, but welcomed the latter to participate in a formal review process. Wow, so CLF sent them CLF sent X, which is U.S. Steel, an offer. There's the news for there. Interesting here. And look at Tesla still dump here. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to run to the restroom. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So I just had to run to the restroom real quick. Usually I've got a bladder of steel, but not today, I guess. Neo, move it up. Yeah, U.S. Steel rejecting a buyout from Cleveland Cliffs. All right, we are hanging out, guys. All right, guys. What's rejected? Sorry, catch it back up. Sold AMC last year for a huge loss. Never will touch it again. AMC is not profitable. Yeah, the issue with, again, I talked about it earlier. The issue with the offering is that it's dilution, and it means the company's not making enough outside of its, regular business. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this means. That AMC is not making enough outside of its regular business. That's not good. I'm looking at other Twitter news here. All right, guys. What's the plan this morning? Honestly, the plan this morning is to hang out, wait, and nothing in AMC's fundamentals. Yeah, I mean, I think AMC's got a chance to be okay long term, but I think there's also all right, so the former SEC chief says that the SEC will not approve a spot Bitcoin ETF. Says former SEC chief John Reed Stark. I hope he's wrong, but who knows, man. Will they approve a buy? Let me do a poll. I don't think I've done a poll today yet, guys. Do me a favor, bump that like button if you haven't already. What's Roblox doing, man? The move by AMC is what improves the fundamentals. Positive second and now third quarter so far. Yeah, but I mean, Mizzy, again, I don't know if you guys really understand what's going on. Again, I'm going to put some perspective into this so people can truly understand. And again, I'm holding AMC, so I'm not against AMC. I hope AMC goes up. I truly do. Right. But okay, so in stocks, you got a lot of different types of offerings. You got what's called the initial public offering, which is the first offering of shares, right? It's the first time a company sells shares. And of course, the company makes money by selling shares with the IPO because it's the first time they're offering shares to the public to buy, right? It's an IPO, the initial public offering. Now, if you do an offering after the initial one, it's not a good sign for your company. No matter what way the company wants to spin this and to say it's good, no matter which way anybody wants to twist this and say it's good, for a company to do an offering or to need to do offerings outside of the initial one is not good for the company's health. What it ultimately means when you take all the other distractions out the way, what that ultimately means is that the company is not making enough in its normal everyday business practices to not need to dilute the company and sell more shares. Right? Companies only have to do offerings, secondary offerings, or what they're called, if they do not make enough money in their normal business practices. If AMC was making enough money in everyday business, and what they say is growing and doing great with Barbie and Oppenheimer and all that stuff, if they were making enough money there, they would not need to do a secondary offering. They would not need to dilute their shares even more. And again, for all those wanting a short squeeze here, diluting their shares is not good. It's bad. You know, again, it's going to make less volatility a reality. Like dilution kills volatility. A company with more shares in the float is typically less volatile. And so in that regard, dilution not only, is a bad fundamental sign for any company. It's also not good if you want to squeeze in volatility because, again, adding more shares to the float means the company and the stock specifically is less volatile. Right? That's just the truth. Again, I'm not saying I want that to happen. I'm not saying that, there's not a chance for AMC. I hope there is. What I'm saying is that an offering is not good. No matter what way you spin it, no matter how they want, again, a lot of the people holding AMC are retail. A lot of them might not understand the nuance of all this stuff. But there's a reason AMC dropped down to the 370 level where it is now on this news, Again, what this means is that the company is simply not making enough money in theaters to selling shares and diluting the company is a desperate move for any company. It means they're not making enough in business because, again, a company that's making enough in business and at least making some in business is not going to need to do a secondary offering and dilution. And that's the way you got to look at this. That's the truth here. And so I know they want to spin it in a positive light. I know Adam Aaron, of course, the current CEO, is going to say, oh, well, this is really just great news. He's going to say everything's great news, right? Doesn't matter what it is. But again, to understand what this really means, it's bad. It's dilution. It's a desperate move by a company. All right. And that's the reality of it. No matter which way you spin it, no matter how you want to look at it. Again, if a company is healthy, it does not need to sell shares. Okay. It relies on its general business, which is what it should be doing. And so if it's dipping into selling shares, they're struggling right now. And that's objectively, that's what's going on. And again, just don't shoot the messenger here. It's not my fault. I'm not saying I don't want AMC to do well. All I am saying is that they're struggling. Let me pull my Discord up. I don't think I've even pulled it up yet. AMC doesn't service their debt. I believe it's over $5 billion. Don't forget about the 8 play. That ticker should be live also. Yeah. They literally just turned the first positive in the second quarter. Yeah, and that's a positive sign for sure. They literally just turned. Yeah, I mean, I think having a positive EPS value is great. Again, it's a great sign. It really is. But in terms of like outside of that, you have to look at, again, dilution is bad. I know Adam Aaron's trying to spin it as good, but again, you have to understand he's an executive. He's not going to say, hey, us diluting the company is not a great sign for us, right? He's never going to say that, right? So what is he going to say? Oh, he said the same thing with the ape divvy. He said, the ape divvy is the greatest thing ever. The ape dividend is the greatest thing ever, guys. It's the greatest thing ever, right? Less than a year later, now what's he saying? He said, getting rid of the ape divvy is the greatest thing ever. Now he's saying, offering, greatest thing ever, guys. Greatest thing ever. Again, it's not a good sign. I hope it goes up. I'm holding AMC. I'm not against you. I hope it goes up. Again, not a good sign. Regardless of how you look at it. Again, needing to dilute the company and sell more shares in a secondary offering, again, simply means the company is not making enough on business, And we'll see what happens. I'm not hating on AMC. I'm reporting news, and this is the news. And again, I'm trying to help retail traders understand what really goes on here, what all this means. Other companies diluting a reverse split is entirely different than a company that has an ape army behind it. We are not the same. Yeah, I mean, again, I agree that one of AMC's biggest pros right now is that it has a huge following of supportive traders. I 100% agree. I think that's one of the biggest things that AMC in general has going for it. And so that's great. I'm happy for them for sure. Again, I'm just skeptical because I know what an offering is, and I know what offerings do, and I know why companies need to do offerings. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope AMC ends up ripping up, and I hope it survives and can get through this. And I think there is some optimistic things going on in movie theaters in general with obviously Barbie, Oppenheimer, all that stuff going down. And so I think there's some optimistic stuff going on there as well. But yeah. Yeah, Tesla cut prices in China. That's making the stock dip a little bit. All right, so Apple has some leaked info about the Apple iPhone. We're going to do a poll here. I don't think I did a poll today, guys. Red or green week this week? Red, green. I'm going to put neutral, and then I don't know. That's the 4 options. This week closed red or green. Vote on that poll right now. We got that poll going live. Tesla's still breaking down at 237.30s here for Tesla. 237.30s. so far. We got some votes. Without revealing your age, what's something that you remember that if you told a younger person, they wouldn't understand? The first response was video games only worked on channel 3. Honestly, I remember that time. All right, so we were looking at HUD 8. HUD 8 mined 399 Bitcoin in the second quarter, which is down about 58% year over year. If we look at HUD, again, they dipped and then bounced. They're pretty flat from this report here. Blowing the game to get it to work. Yeah. Good morning. I added 900 AMC shares after hours Friday, bringing my total to 12K. Honestly, think I'm just going to get rid of all of it. Hey, well, good luck, man. I'm not telling you what to do. I don't know what you should do. Fed raises rates and government printing. Yeah, I mean, Tesla waiting till after 7 p.m. to use my phone. Yeah, I remember that. I think it was 9. For AT&T, it was 9. It was 9 o'clock, right? So after 9, you had unlimited. Before 9, it wasn't unlimited. Yeah, I mean, what's kind of crazy is that like now there's all of this negative stuff about Mullen, M-U-L-N, and I've been telling people this for a year now, man. Mullen, guys, it's understandable why they're sketch. You know, like Mullen. Yeah, maybe Miss. Maybe. I think it was 9. I remember it was 9. Up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. Is that a GTA code? I don't remember. I remember that code. I can't remember what it was. Street Fighter. Yeah, I remember the Game Genie. The Game Shark is what I had. Which I always had trouble getting the Game Shark to work. Like I remember I had Resident Evil, you know, but like to be honest, I tried using the cheat codes on Resident Evil and I remember it like destroyed my game and like deleted everything. I think it was Resident Evil on the Game Shark, and like Game Shark didn't even tell me. Like they just kind of let me do it. I was kind of mad. All right, how about those Saints? Yeah, so I see somebody posting here, the fact that everyone thinks a Bitcoin bull run will happen in 24 and 25 scares me. When everyone thinks something will happen, they affect it and the opposite happens. 100%, man. It's one of the things that, like, a year ago, everybody said the market was going to crash, and everybody kind of knows how the market did over the last year. So, yeah, I remember Windows. I used to have flight. What was it? What was the airplane game? It was Flight Simulator on Windows 95 on my computer. I used to love it. I used to what I remember doing on Flight Simulator was I remember taking a plane and just flying so much in one specific direction and seeing how far away it would let me fly. And eventually everything just became like gray. And it would still fly, but everything became kind of gray. And I remember I was super like curious about that on Flight Simulator. Yeah, I remember Game Shark. I remember buying Game Shark, being super excited about it, and then it messing up all my games. You know. Flight Simulators on Game Pass. That's cool, man. That's pretty nice. All right, and again, guys, let me know what you guys think today, man. I'm looking at the poll numbers. We asked people red or green week. So far, 46% say green, 35% say red, 10% say neutral, 9% say I don't know. And again, AMC still at 360s. All right, I'm going to mute this real quick. All right, we're at 237 right now, 237 for Tesla. All right, we're kind of looking at some stuff. Again, AMC published a new letter. What do you guys think of the letter, guys? Good, bad, red, green? Oh, red, obviously, but what do you guys think of the letter? Here, let's do it. Let's do a question. Is the recent update from AMC CEO Adam Aaron a positive or negative for AMC? Let me know that. Let me know that answer in the chat. Let me know what you guys think about that here. Target up a little bit today. PayPal up. Microsoft up. Bitcoin bull run catalyst is the halving, which happens every 4 years. The next one is around April of next year. Nice, man. Yeah, I played a little bit of Diablo. Like when I was young, man. I mean, I'm a big video game player, bro. Like my big game when I was young, and this can kind of tell you my age, was Battlefield 1942, bro. Like I remember going to Walmart and begging my mom to buy me Battlefield, bro. I would just beg her to buy me Battlefield, and one day she finally did. And I brought it home to my crappy computer and I tried playing it and it never worked on my computer. My computer was just crappy, I guess. Like it just didn't work. And I remember I sat there trying to figure out how to install it for hours. I finally got it working and like it would load up and it would load up a map and it was an online game, right? And this was in like the 90s and early 2000s. And I would start the game and I would literally run for 5 seconds in the game and I got super excited and then my whole computer would crash. And then I would desperately try to do it again and my whole computer would crash. And so I just never really got to play it. Battlefield 1942. I was a big Halo player, so I used to play Halo before. Like I used to play Halo 1 split screen with friends, right? So we would play Rockets, and then when Halo 2 came out, and so I had played Halo for years competitively with my friends. And then Halo 2 came out, and it was online. And then my friends and I were really good at Halo 2 when it first came out because we had been playing against each other, which was kind of most people hadn't at that point in time for years and years. And so Halo was always my big game. We played Call of Duty growing up, but when I was really young, I used to play like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken. Um, my dad, you know, I would never get a brand new system. Like my dad, I'm not gonna say he was cheap, but he definitely budgeted. Like we didn't have a ton of money. We weren't struggling either though. But like I would get like a Nintendo, and then if I wanted something else, I would have to sell that Nintendo in the newspaper, classified ads, and find somebody else with a used system and buy that system with the proceeds from the previous sell. And so I remember I'd get like a Sega, or I had like a Sega Saturn at one point, and then I'd have to sell that, and then I'd buy an N64, and I would play that for a couple months, and then I'd want a new system, and so I'd sell that and mow grass and save up enough money, and then buy a different one and go pick it up again. This was back before the internet, so we had like the classified ads in the newspaper that I used to do, and so it was a fun time, man. I remember that. But yeah, I played a bunch of different games. I always liked the Sims as well. Like one of the things that I genuinely credit to me being like entrepreneurial is the Sims Online. So in the Sims Online, right? They've since deleted the game. Like the game is no longer there. Like you can't play the Sims Online anymore. But back in the early 2000s, there used to be a game called The Sims Online, and it was The Sims, but it was like it was an MMO. It was a online multiplayer game, and so you could start your own casino in The Sims. And I remember I was like a casino owner. I like started my own casino, and you could tweak the odds of your slot machines. So like you can make yourself really greedy and like never pay out anything, or you can make yourself really loose and have the word spread that your casino is great and have people show up. And so I would set it to where the first day, the opening day, it would like pay out all this money. And then I would tweak the system to where it would stop paying people out. And I got really greedy with it. But again, I had like a casino. And I remember that at the time sparked my entrepreneurial spirit, if you will. I remember I was really into it that way. And I was like, I had a bunch of money that I had made from running my casino. Anyways, eventually they deleted the game. But I remember playing that when I was like 10. GoldenEye was probably, yeah, I played a lot of GoldenEye. Slaps only, Golden Gun. I remember I played a lot of GoldenEye with my cousins. Donkey Kong, we played Donkey Kong too. Oh, I remember Ninja Turtles on the I don't know if it was the NES or the Super Nintendo, but I remember Ninja Turtles too. You would go in the little sewer holes or the little sewer spaces, and you would go underground and you would fight, and then you would go. That game was hard, man. I remember just getting my butt kicked at that game and being mad, but it was fun. Yep. But I remember again for a kid at the time. Like for me as a kid, I remember learning how to make money in business through The Sims Online. And so it was a really kind of it was a great idea for a game. I don't know why they discontinued it. Maybe they didn't have enough people, but I freaking loved it. Um, I don't even think they've ever done anything like that again with The Sims. Like I don't think they've gone online like that again. They might have had issues, but the world's first superconductor development comes to a conclusion in a few weeks with related stocks rising. Yeah, I mean, how's AMD? I know Nvidia drops their earnings. I don't know if it's next week or I think it's next week. So yeah, next week on Wednesday we have Nvidia earnings, and that's a big day, man. We do have AMC dipping down. It's at 360s. Who is messaging me? Is my wife up already? She must be up. Yeah, the games are a lot more fun. Anyways, again, Tesla all the way down to 237s here, guys. 237s on Tesla. AMC breaking down to 260s or 360s. Yeah, that's probably what it was, V. Games were a lot more challenging back then. Some games, the Lion King game was the hardest, man. And I recently saw a review of Lion King game online. Bro, I remember being so frustrated at that game. I remember back at the time you used to rent video games. So like you got one, and so I would go to we had a place down the street called Video Visions, was like a rental store. And I remember renting the Lion King video game and then never being able to get past the first level. It was so incredibly difficult. Um, I just remember being incredibly frustrated from that game. AMC all the way down at 360s, guys. So AMC is way down here right now. I don't know what's going on with it, why it's breaking down even more, but AMC is way down here now at about 360s. So it's a rough look right now. It's a rough look. Ninja Gaiden, is that the game where you could build the different armies and you went around taking over cities and doing boss fights on like horseback and like all that different stuff? If that's the game, I loved that game as a kid. I remember that game. And you have kind of the warlord, like, you know. All right, team. Yeah, we're looking at some other stuff. Yeah. Dynasty Warriors. Yeah, that's the game I'm thinking of. Hey, what's up, Beach? What's up, Wade? Do you play Counter-Strike? I've played it before. I don't play it now. Can y'all not hear the music? Oh, my bad, guys. He only play it. I've been listening to music in the background. Yeah, I played Counter-Strike. It was fun. I had a friend that freaking loved Counter-Strike and played it. So yeah, you should be able to hear the music now. We got over 300 people here. It's a slower day. I mean, we don't have any economic data. Not really any big earnings either. Yeah, well, August is actually typically green type, Jack. So typically in the market, August actually has a historical bullishness in August. Wow, look at AMC, guys. AMC dumping down here, down to 340s right now for AMC. Wow. AMC with a big fall here. That's a big dip. Wow. Again, what do you guys think of this? It's a big dip here, guys, man. big drop. All right, so we got a poll. Do me a favor and again, if we'll see if you truly support the channel, hit the heart button, have a heart, and hit the heart button on my stream or on my Twitter page. There's a link right there. Check it out. Yeah, Ape up to 227 today. So here's Ape. Any reason Tesla's down? Yeah, they cut prices overseas in China. So they cut prices overseas, and I think that's causing Tesla stock to dip. So AMC just hit 340s in pre-market, 340s. Again, on that Twitter page, tell me where you think AMC closes the day, whether you think it's going to be red or green. You can see the Twitter page we posted. Again, tell me where you think it's going to close the day, guys. I'm not sure. Again, and if you haven't already checked out Moomoo, if you open up an account, the platform I'm using is Moomoo. If you open up an account and deposit at least $100, you get 5 free stocks. You open up a deposit over 1,000, you get 15 free stocks. You open up a deposit over 5K, you get the previous 15 plus a free share of Google or Tesla. Really nice platform. Again, I built scanners and all this different stuff. You can look at research, notes, related stocks, and see other related stocks, capital trend. And this is Walmart right here. I can also look up the PE ratio, all that good stuff. And there's so much more that they offer if we look at this here, to be honest. Like, check this out. So I go to news here, and let's check out the economic calendar this week. And so, again, here's economic data, North America 3-star data. You can see tomorrow we have retail sales. And the big one for retail sales is core retail sales. It drops tomorrow at 8:30. We got building permits the next day, Philly Fed index and jobless claims on Thursday this week, and some other stuff. And so, again, it's a busy week. We also have earnings this week. We got a couple big ones, but nothing super heavy. And again, looking into the markets here, here's a scanner that I built that shows stocks with a market cap over 100 bill with a PE ratio under 40. That's around the 20-day low. Really useful. Their paperfolio section allows me to see what traders are doing, see what they're holding, and then mimic their trades if they have big gains. So I can look at who's up the most on the month. This guy's up 53%. I can see what he's holding is these 4 stocks. And again, you can kind of look at his transactions if you want to mimic his trades. Again, zero commission stock trades. Again, it's open the entire session of pre-market starting at 4 a.m., which is the reason I moved over from TOS. So if you haven't already checked out Moomoo, again, get up to 16 free stocks if you open up an account and deposit. And I'll post this link, and we'll also pin it to the top of the chat. I guess AMC is going away. I think the dollar index is about to push through a key level. Yeah, AMC all the way down to 330s. Again, if you look at the ape divvy, the ape divvy's at 220s right now. So again, the ape divvy is bouncing up with their fall. So they're correlating. There's an inverse correlation with these two. All right. I've used Fidelity. Well, it's still at twitter.com. Again, well, AMC stock bounce back today is the real question. I don't know. Chart Prime coupon code. I mean, I can find the coupon link. Here's the link I have for them. I think it's 40% off. I'm not sure what they're running with right now, but I think it's 40% off. But yeah, there's the link if you want to check it out. Again, ape down to 220s. You can also use promo code BTRADES if you want to use it. But yeah, AMC dipping. All right, team. Yeah, I mean, that's probably why they're lowering prices. Yeah, ape's starting to dip a little bit here too. All right, guys. Again, AMC bouncing a little bit back up. We're at 350s. Let's see if 350s holds for AMC. All right, guys, and again, we're sitting tight. Short. No, I'm not shorting AMC. Yeah, again, I'm not shorting AMC. I would never. You know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to drink all of my coffee this morning. Three, oh, four. All right. They need better leadership. Yeah, I disagree with a lot of what Adam Aaron said and has done. I think, again, I think there's been some mistakes made. You know, I think the ape divvy was probably a mistake to do in general. I think they should have just left it. You know what I mean? And so I think, I don't know. Also, guys, Top Step. Remember, Top Step, if you use the promo code, they sent you in an email. They give you one free reset that is valid until September 12th. And so if you're a Top Step member, again, they recently updated their things. I'll go ahead and read the email. They're going to keep resets only $49 since they're having issues with new signups, and new signups are locked right now. Join the wait list if you want to get on that. So if you want to open up a new one, but you can also reset for as little as $49 right now for everything. And they do give you a free one that you can use until September. So they've done pretty well. They've done everything pretty right for their members, I think. And I think that's really nice. I mean, I think that's great to do. You know. I got a little pop up here. Yeah, so memberships are currently paused. And again, if you want to check out Top Step, if you want to take advantage of all this stuff, again, you can join the wait list here. When they open it up, people on the wait list are going to get first access to it. There's the link right there if you want to check it out. Great way to help support the channel. We appreciate it. And again, we're going to be day trading today, of course, as well. What? I thought they reset it. Right, so again, we get their code here. And so again, if you're a part of Top Step, you can get one free reset. You just got to check your email. All right. Hey, thanks, guys. And again, what do you guys think? Is this a recent update from AA around a good or bad thing here? When I look at the poll numbers right now, 42% say the market's going to close red, 40% say green, 8% neutral, 10% say I don't know. And again, let me know what you guys think. What did your poll say about this week's market? I missed it. It just said, do you think, again, you can look at the poll number and see what they're showing. Again, Ape Divvy is mostly consolidating here. It's sideways. So it's at 220s right now, 220s. And so, we'll see if we hold right now, but we're consolidating back and forth here. It is Monday. AMC sitting at about 350 right now for AMC, about 350. You can kind of see it right there at about 350. We'll see if it holds. Forex trading, guys. Again, AMC back up to 350s. Let's see if it holds the 350 level. Again, AMC up to 355 now, starting its climb back up here. Again, the previous level we're at 370s. Abe Divvy hasn't really done that much. Again, Tesla's down after a price cut. Let's look at Tesla here. So Tesla down after a price cut, all the way down at 236s. Is this a buy, guys? Let me know. Do you guys think this is a buy right now? I don't know. Dixie just broke through. Again, Ape back up to 355s. We'll see if it holds. Yeah, so we're just kind of sitting back here. Again, the market's pretty quiet. We don't really have any big economic data today. We did have some earnings. And again, we'll report on the earnings here as well. But again, AMC down big after a judge finally approved what they would try and, what they had going on. We also had GP today. We're going to put, here's the earnings right now. If you want to see what our earnings are, actually, I'm going to post most of the breakdown in the earnings this morning on Twitter. And so again, if you want to check out what's going on, all right, so again, we're going to go ahead and drop some of the names of these. GP Hut. And again, we got GP Hut. Did I missed the actual symbol. No, JKS. Yeah, one thing you'll notice, man, is that like people that you really got to watch for when you have any type of business, guys, like the people that you really need to keep your eye on are people who tried to do the same thing that you're doing and failed at it. People who try to do the same thing you're doing and failed at it are some of the biggest haters I've found. Like the biggest haters are people who, again, just something I've noticed. How do you guys deal with that? I guess ignoring them is the best move. I'm gonna be specific, but let me exit this out and we'll do a little drawing here. Let me save this. We posted the earnings. If you want to see kind of a breakdown and everything that's dropping in earnings, You can go to this link if you want to peep out more stuff on it. There's the link right there. Hit the heart button on that page as well. Again, have a heart. Hit the heart button. If you appreciate free stock market stuff, do it now. Also on Roblox. Roblox is interesting. It had the big breakdown. If we look at Roblox here, Roblox had the big breakdown. And then bounced back up to 30 plus, and now it's sitting at like 20, or basically 30 right now. It's been pretty stagnant, but it did have the big drops and everything a couple months ago, or a couple days ago last week. Had the big drops. And so again, I don't know what Roblox is going to do. I'm holding a couple call options, but they've got some time until they expire. Still got about an hour before the market opens, a little bit over that. AMC just hit the 360, so it's starting to rebound some. That looks good. Again, vote on the poll. We got a couple hundred votes. 42% think the market's going to be red this week. 39% think green, 8% neutral, and 11% say I don't know. So again, vote on that poll. Participate. Yeah, I mean, Eric, contrarian views are fine. And again, if somebody has contrarian views, to me, that's okay. But I think one of the things that I've experienced is that people are very biased, and it's okay if you have contrarian views, but a lot of people let that spiral into just turning into a hater, if that makes sense, right? Like they let maybe say I disagree with somebody on what the future of mortgage rates are gonna do. That can drive a lot of people who are really desperate for mortgage rates to go down into a hater type of people. I've ran into that experience a lot. They'll call me arrogant. They'll say all these different things when really they're just insecure about their own viewpoint of mortgages. Or we could use anything. AMC is another example. I think in the end, I'm okay with differing viewpoints, and I think differing viewpoints are healthy. In all honesty, you don't want to be in an echo chamber. But I also think that a lot of people take it too far, and it's very difficult. I think the more insecure you are about whatever it is, the more angry you're going to get at opposing viewpoints, so and I think that's something that you see here a lot. I think the stock market's just full of a lot of ego. I think people are just, I think the stock market's full of a lot of ego, and, in the end, it's all love here. I think differing viewpoints are great. And again, one of the things, if you're in the comments or the chat here, I respect differing viewpoints. It's fine if you have differing viewpoints, as long as you don't use it as a means to turn into a hater. That'll get you banned. But as long as y'all aren't like that, it's all good. It's all love here. And I actually appreciate differing viewpoints. We've had a lot of regulars that have disagreed on a lot of different things, and that's okay. I think disagreeing is natural. Nobody's going to agree 100% on anything. And if they claim to, they're usually full of crap, How far down? What do y'all think regarding AMC? I'm not sure. Hey, thank Vaughn. Again, Cleveland Cliffs had that news where CLF sent X a buyout proposal. They're both down pretty heavily though, Cleveland Cliffs and X, over the last couple of days. Yeah, I don't know how far AMC is going to go down here. I think this is just a reaction to the news, and I think they could stabilize and move back up. It doesn't really mean too much here regarding AMC, especially with the ape divvy going up. People are just reacting to the ape divvy and AMC and the news that they improved the conversion back, and so ape is up because the conversion back to AMC is approved basically, and so ape is up to 220s, AMC down to 350. Yeah, well, Chris disagrees with me on a lot of different stuff, but again, he keeps it respectful, and him and I can disagree, and it's all good. It doesn't matter too much. And again, that's kind of rare. Most people, if I don't agree with them, they get weird, and it is what it is. And so I can respect the fact that if I disagree with you and you keep it civil, that's important. I think those conversations are important. Hey, definitely top 3 greatest at taking criticisms ever. I mean, people get banned forever, but I'm the greatest ever at taking criticisms, in my opinion. Definitely top 3. Goldman expects JP to cut rates in the second quarter. Markets are now looking forward. I don't know, man. Let me look at the poll for the CME Fed Watch tool. The poll here, right now you can see the CME Fed Watch tool. Again, you can kind of see 88.5% think we're going to pause or skip in September, compared to 11.5% thinking we're going to raise rates 25 basis points. And so again, the probability here, most people think we're going to pause or skip. Almost 89%, roughly 90% of people think we're going to pause or skip. So roughly 90% of people think we're not going to raise rates. We can look at like Apple stock here. He said if it rips above 200, it's time to go long on Twitter. If what rips? You never even mentioned a stock. All right, so Mark Zuckerberg responded to Elon Musk. He said, quote, I think we can all agree Elon isn't serious and it's time to move on. I offered a real date. Dana offered to make this a legit competition for charity. Elon won't confirm a date, then says he needs surgery, and now asks to do a practice round in my backyard instead. If Elon ever gets serious about a real date and an official event, he knows how to reach me. Otherwise, time to move on. I'm going to focus on competing with people who take the sport seriously. End quote, Mark Zuckerberg. What do you guys think of that? Again, I told you guys I think Mark would actually beat up Elon. If they fought, Mark's probably going to win. He's been training for much longer in both jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai. You don't want to mess with Mark, to be honest, right now. At least anybody that hasn't really trained doesn't want to mess with Mark. All right, so 60% of millennials and Gen Z said they would prefer to spend money on life experiences now than save for retirement, according to Bloomberg. What's up, Alexis? Yeah, for sure. I think he's just getting hype. I use VWAP. I use the 200 EMA. This is the 200 EMA right here. So this isn't the VWAP. It's instead the 200 EMA. All right, and we're going to get ready to trade some futures today as well. Let me pull up Quant Tower. I haven't even pulled it up yet, but we're going to get ready to trade. All right, so we're looking up the news today, guys. Again, Getty, Canoe, Rumble all dropped their earnings this morning. All right, so again, we're reading this post by the Wall Street Journal. It says, quote, the world's biggest economies are offering huge subsidies to draw green tech to their countries. Looking at some other stuff here. The $900,000 AI job is here. American companies are in the midst of an AI frenzy with the available supply of AI practitioners falling short of demand. This is leading many companies to dangle salaries in the mid six figures along with bonuses and stock grants to attract workers. People are wondering who controls stable U.S. dollar. From the wildfires, that's sad. Tesla is either an overvalued car company or the most undervalued revolutionary tech company of all time. I personally believe your car will have Tesla tech in it. That's the play. Maybe. Yeah, that's cool, Finch. My son was at a Cocoa Beach and saw a SpaceX launch. But what about the flat earthers, guys? The flat earthers were here arguing with me not too long ago. What do they think the launch is? You know? Again, it all boils down to this, right? The biggest argument against flat earth. And again, I'm not hating on you if you believe in flat earth, okay? I'm not hating on you, all right? Don't get mad. But I think the biggest arguments against it is why? Okay, they say if you look at all the other planets, and specifically the moon's a sphere, obviously a sphere, right? So if the moon is a sphere, wouldn't it be much more likely that Earth is a sphere as well, instead of different than the moon? And they say it's for light, but like, I don't know. I just think, why have a moon if it's a fake moon? You know what I mean? Like, if we have a moon, why create a fake moon anyway? It just makes it more confusing. And so, yeah. Nvidia dropping right now. Where is Nvidia at? Yeah, Nvidia down to 407s. Again, we are in SOXS. And we've been making money on that. We'll let that keep grinding up here. Yeah, Tesla's dipping. We got a couple shares of Tesla. And so, but it's very small, honestly. I could add to it to fix the average. This is a very small position. Could be worth. So Shepard, do you believe the flat earth movement? You getting it on the Tesla dip? I just added a little bit to the trade, but again, it's less than 20 shares in Tesla. To put it into perspective and how small the trade is, it's less than 20 shares. Yeah, I'm not trying to argue with the flat earthers. It's all good. I just think, again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think there's so much of an economy that revolves around flat earth now that I think that even if the flat earthers found out that the earth wasn't flat, they would still pretend it was so they could keep that movement, that group together. Like, it'd be a very hard reality for them to face of the earth not being flat. That would destroy a lot of their communities, a lot of their economies. And so I think even if they found out it was flat, they would never admit it. And I think, I think some people just want to feel like they're a part of something. And I think, like, when you get involved with something like that, I think a lot of people just want to be a part of something. And so it makes it really easy to recruit people who might not have that many friends or might not feel like they're a part of something, might not have anything like that. And I think it's really easy to believe things with confirmation bias if you really want that type of community and you feel like you're a part of something, and I think that bias drives people to believe things like that. But maybe, I don't know. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, all good. Anything about gold? I'm holding a little bit of gold, but it's mostly like a long-term trade. Like, again, my wife and her sister were talking about stocks and different stock picks. And they asked me what I would do if I was going to hold an account anywhere between 5 and 10 years. And so what I told him was this, and again, I'm going to preface this with like, look, I can't guarantee anything's going to make money. I don't know, not an investment professional, not liable if you lose, all that good stuff. No idea. But I think if I had to buy and sit for 5 to 10 years in any long-term portfolio, then what I would probably do is I would buy the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, some real estate investment trusts or real estate in general, and gold, whether it's a gold ETF. And I would sit on those, the Q. I would sit on the Q, the SPY, or the S&P or the NASDAQ, whichever one you guys want. Maybe the Dow, gold, and diversify into real estate as well. And I would sit on those things for 5 to 10 years. And in that regard, you're almost guaranteed to make money if you play it like that. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of people out there chasing the shiny thing, but they don't understand, like, you're almost guaranteed to make money if you buy what I just said and you hold for 5 to 10 years, you're almost guaranteed to make money. Now when you compare that to like government bonds or something like that, which is guaranteed money, but much smaller yield, like with bonds, it's guaranteed yields, but it's much smaller. So you're going to make much less than you would. So, I think that's the right move, is diversifying. I think that way, again, they were talking something about like putting their money in just tech stocks. I think it was Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Nvidia, and something else. And that's probably fine. And what I told him was like, it'll probably go up. Like those stocks will probably go up over time as well, right? They'll almost certainly go up over time. But for me, like if you're holding something for that long, I think you got to diversify. And I think diversification is what limits your risk. And so you kind of want a little piece of everything. That way, no matter what crashes, no matter what moves up, you're diversified safe enough to where you'll still be okay. All right, so the current 10-year treasury rate is at about 4.16%. So if you loan the government $100 over a 10-year period of time, every year they're going to pay you $4.16 plus. It's going to compound, right? So like, yeah, but 4% when you compare that to what the market generally gives you, which is about 6 to 12% year, on average a year, the return on bonds, although a guaranteed return, is much less. Yeah. Don't chase shiny things, get gold instead. Hey, I love it, Boris. But you guys know what I mean here. What I'm saying is like gold has appreciated more than the S&P 500 over the last 4 years. Over the last 20 years, I mean, gold has gone up more than the S&P 500. So gold is about 4.5x, I think, over the last 20 years. The S&P 500, I think, is about 3.5x maybe. So gold has appreciated more than the S&P 500 has. And so while gold is literally shiny, metaphorically speaking, don't chase volatile, risky, exciting things. Get boring is good in trading. Boring is probably the right move. If it's too exciting, you're probably gambling, is the point, what I'm trying to say. A very famous person said, don't go chasing waterfalls, stick to the lakes and rivers you're used to. I think it might have been Gandhi. It also could have been Abe Lincoln, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me know who you guys think that was. And yes, I am being sarcastic. I grew up in the 90s. If you think I don't know who that is, SOUN, up to $2 a share. We'll see if it holds. How about those Saints? All right, so we're going to get ready to trade here. Let's see what we got. We got a little bit there. What happened to the NASDAQ? I don't know about flat earth, but I don't believe what they tell us. Yeah, I think a lot of people, though, let skepticism of the government cause them to believe some radical, crazy things. And I'm skeptical of the government. Everybody should be skeptical of governments in general, not just the current one, but all of them. But again, there's a certain point where, you got to take politics out of it. And, What happened to the NASDAQ? Yeah, AMC just broke lows, guys, down to 320s. The NASDAQ probably follow with Tesla is my guess. Tesla's been kind of breaking down, cracking under lows, looking weak, down to 235s. I think that's dragging the NASDAQ down a little bit here. Do you think all this BRICS talk will make the dollar collapse? No, man. Again, to understand the real nature of this, guys, inflation has been really bad. Okay, and I've said this before, and I'm saying it again, and it's important to understand where people sensationalize the market. Okay, none of those countries saying what they said should be a shock or surprise to anybody. I think you got to understand this, right? Over the last few years, when inflation was rampant, the dollar typically has an inverse correlation with markets and a positive correlation with inflation, right? So if inflation is bad, the dollar goes up. And the inflation has been what the market has been fearing ultimately over the last couple of years more than anything else, is inflation. With that, when inflation was rampant and the CPI rate was coming in super high, over 6-7%, the dollar was flying up. And at the time, people were saying, oh no, the analysts and the banks and everybody were saying, oh no, guys, the dollar's up too much. The dollar's ripping up too much. It's gone up too much. If you look at the dollar index over the last couple of years, the dollar index ripped up to unsustainable levels and the whole market was panicking. And so what did they say? They said, oh no, guys. Oh no, the dollar's up too much. The dollar's up too much. What are we going to do? The dollar's going up too much. And they say it's the end of the world. The sky's falling. The dollar is up too much. Then when inflation starts to get better and finally we see some corrections in the dollar starts to justifiably pull back like it needed to once we start to see damage getting done to inflation, right? Then it pivots. Then the story pivots. It goes from, oh no, the dollar's up too much. It's the end of the world. The sky is falling, to, oh no, the dollar is crashing. It's the end of the world. The dollar is falling, right? So no matter which way the dollar goes, analysts, banks, and the market, and especially retail traders, sensationalize it. They try to make it seem like it's the end of the world. Bears try to make everything seem like the sky is falling, regardless of which side it's on. And so at a certain point, the dollar is fine. It was up way too much over the last couple of years. And the dollar is just coming back down because inflation has gotten better over the past, year or so. And so, yeah, the dollar falling is not bad. It's actually good. It means inflation is getting better and it had pumped up way too much. And if you look at a long-term chart of the dollar, just like you would expect the dollar to slowly move up over time, here's the long-term Dixie index trend for the dollar. Here's the long-term trend of the dollar. It's been doing the same thing since, for a long time. So the long-term direction of the dollar is that slowly, as inflation gets worse, because prices do go up over time, the dollar graph looks like this. And this is not a shock. It's not a surprise. It's certainly not a crash. It's certainly nothing, So just be smart. Don't let everything sensationalize the market. Don't let bears tell you the market's going to crash no matter what, because again, eventually we will get a market crash, but the dollar doing what it's been doing doesn't signify that at all. Yeah, I mean, the markets are pulling back, guys, but again, to understand the real nature of this here, here's the Q, right? People are talking about the NASDAQ. Here's a daily chart on the Q. Okay, so the Q, since 2021, has been on a huge tear. It's something that the market tends to do a lot here is typically when the market's moving up, everything's great, and people are just kind of crickets. And when the market has a little dip, which it should be doing, the natural state of the market is this long term, right? And so this pullback here should not be seen as some super negative stock market crash. I get it, but like this is just a dip. Again, are you buying the dip? Let me know. I'm not saying you should. I don't know whether you should or not. But let me know if you're buying the dip. I don't know whether you should or not. All right, AMC down to 320s right now, guys. 320s on AMC, looking rough. Yeah, but I mean, listen, you might be watching the market too closely, Raphael, man. Again, if you're investing, this dip is insignificant in the grand scheme of investing. Like this dip doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. Like this is just a pullback, and maybe we hold, maybe we don't, but like, again, you don't want to watch the market too closely to where every dip, every pullback, every drop, you're super emotional about it. You know what I mean? Like you just kind of want to understand, when in doubt, zoom out. And if you're holding long enough, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, a crash is 20 to 25% drop relatively quickly. And, I figured out who the biggest people like a lot of the people pushing crashes, I think, are mortgage brokers. There's two different people. There's people that are holding like short trades, people who missed out on the big bull run that desperately don't want to be wrong about missing out on it, and mortgage brokers, because I think mortgage brokers want mortgage rates to come down, and typically mortgage rates come down as the market comes down. And so I think they have an innate confirmation bias in terms of business, where like they want the market to fall so that rates come back down, because again, the rates are up to 7+% right now. It's really hard to sell houses. Again, I'm a real estate agent. Real estate agents are the same way, where it's like it's really hard to sell houses when mortgage rates a few years ago were at 2.5% or whatever, and now they're at 7%. So they're 2x what they were. And so I think a lot of confirmation bias is there with both real estate agents and mortgage guys. Again, let me know what you guys think. Confucius. Hey, I think you might be a little delayed on the stream, Godfather of the Smokies. Again, so hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the live button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. AMC's still diving down, guys, to 312s. So again, AMC's still diving down to 312s here. Wow. All right, guys, memberships are back up, I believe. Memberships are back up. Let me see. Oh, wait. Maybe not. Okay. I thought they said the news. We are reopening memberships to those who join the wait list. Check out our status page for more info. All right, guys. So again, to those who join the wait list on Top Step, again, if you haven't tried out Top Step, funded account program and futures, they give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, they fund you between $50K up to $150K with a 90% split. And it's the easiest way to day trade if you don't want to take that much risk. Maybe you don't have the money, you can put up 5 or 10K yourself. And in the futures market, there's no PDT rule. So you can day trade short gold, silver, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, currencies, a lot of people should be trading futures because there's no PDT restrictions, and this is the cheapest way to get your feet wet with it. Where again, the base one is $49 right now. They're going to give you a 50K demo, and if you can hit 3K on that 50K demo without losing 2K, they fund you 50K as long as you can follow their rules. With a 90% split. And so it really is the best of both worlds, where if you pass it, you get a 90% split and you get to keep your first 10K in profit. If you don't pass it, you're going to lose much less than you would have if you put the money up yourself. And so it really is the best of both worlds. A great way to learn how to trade. And if you're good enough to pass it, a great way to get funded. Top Step's the most legit one in the world. They pay out millions and fund thousands of traders every year. They're a sponsor of mine, so I'm biased in their favor. But again, they are opening up memberships to those on the wait list. So join the wait list. There's the link. Check it out. Great way to help support the channel. Also, guys, I know they gave a bunch they emailed me a free reset. And so if you look at their email here, guys, they're giving you a free reset in your email, I think, for a lot of people on Top Step. Yeah, I'm holding AMC. All right, so AMC back up to about 225s or so, but still kind of pretty volatile here. Again, here's the Q. Q started to dip back down here. We are now at 365s. I passed my 150K account on Friday. I got my Express account this morning. Hey, congrats. That's great. Congrats, man. All right, so we just made a little bit on Top Step now. We're up about 64 bucks. Dixie's still pushing up higher. Yeah, I mean, the dollar index has an inverse relationship with the market. And so, again, a lot of this is Tesla. Tesla cracking lows, looking weak. And again, the Dixie typically has an inverse relationship with markets. So that's kind of what's going on here is the dollar index and markets are usually going to go against each other. Q is still looking weak. And maybe we'll get some volatility at the very least here. Hopefully we do. Again, we got about 46% of people thinking the market closes red this week. 34% say green, 9% neutral, and 11% say I don't know. All right, there's the S&P breaking down a little bit. The Q breaking down a little bit as well. AMC falling down too. Hey, congrats, Tsla. Yeah, you hit it on the head, John. Everything is sensationalized by the extreme cancel on either side. 100%, man. That's kind of how it goes. Again, I watch the market every day, so I get a unique perspective of it, where people are just emotional, man. It gets even worse during the big economic releases, right? So you want to see where people are the most emotional? Look at big earnings and economic releases, right? It's chaos. You know, the bears come in, they try to shame the bulls, and then the market rips up. The bulls come in and they try to shame the bears, and then the market rips down. Everything's either going to crash or going to go to the moon. And again, people are just emotional. It's the natural state of the market. I think universally, you always got a bunch of people who are telling everybody the market's going to crash. And I think with movies like The Big Short coming out and influencing traders, I think it's gotten even worse over the past 5 years or so. All right, team. Again, we got consolidation in the queue. Like, here's the range that I'm looking at specifically here for the queue. I feel like breaking lows over the weekend for Tesla is going to scare a lot of people, maybe. If you invested $600 in Tesla 10 years ago, you would now have $103,500. That is long-term trading. Yeah, but I mean, that's a little bit different. And again, I'm in Tesla right now, and I hope it goes up, of course, right? But like the reality of that is anybody could take the same thing and hindsight it. 10 years ago, Tesla was a penny stock, like an obscure penny stock. And again, penny stock traders a lot of the time use that argument on why investing in penny stocks is the greatest thing ever. But Tesla penny stocks succeeding was an anomaly. A large majority of penny stocks, like Tesla was, fail. And so a large majority of penny stocks fail. If you buy 10 random penny stocks that are trading at $1 or $2 and you sit on those for 5 to 10 years, you are going to lose money, most likely, at least. And so Tesla was an anomaly. That's basically taken, a penny stock, that one of the very few minority penny stocks that succeed, and saying, hey, if you bought it when it was a penny stock, you'd be rich. Of course you would. But again, that was 10 years ago. A big difference. And again, so I don't know if looking at that in hindsight's necessarily helpful, I guess. Oh yeah, this is a small little dip for the most part. That's why I don't understand people being so scared about the current market. Like, look at this. So here's a weekly chart. It's a pretty little dip. Like, again, I mean, when you look at the trend, you can kind of see it. There's the trend. We've been in that trend for a minute now. And again, maybe we bounce. We're at the bottom of the range here. Is it time for a bounce in the Q or the NASDAQ? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Negative AA had ruined the greatest opportunity. NVIDIA going to 300? No, I think with AI being so big, I don't think NVIDIA is going to go to 300. I mean, it could, but I don't know if it's going to or not. I think NVIDIA has earnings next Wednesday, so a little bit over a week from now, NVIDIA has earnings, and I think if earnings come in good, that could be a great thing for the market in general. If earnings come in bad for NVIDIA, that can tank the market, like without question. That could cause market drops, and again, I don't know if it's going to, but it's something to watch for sure. All right, we're watching the markets here. Again, Top Step is now finally open to everybody. We'll see if it holds. S&P 500 is starting to bounce back. We'll see if Tesla's finally hit a bottom now, man. And it's had a brutal breakdown, dragging the NASDAQ down with it all morning. We finally got a bounce in NVIDIA to NVIDIA up to 406.50 right now, 406.50. And again, guys, to understand my bias, definitive statements are something I judge you for. Like, nobody knows what anything's going to do. Up, down, left, right, green, red, stock going up, stock going down. So I can respect you as long as you don't act like you know exactly what's going to happen, because nobody does. Yeah, maybe you might be right, honestly, about Tesla never being under $17 a share. Maybe it's another stock I'm thinking of that went from penny to like big. But again, most stocks don't. Yeah. Oh, wait, the lowest. Okay. No, okay, actually, so Tesla was a penny stock. So the lowest closing price for Tesla all time was $1.05 on July 7th, 2020. And so on July 7th, 2020, Tesla was at $1 a share, basically. Yeah, so they were a penny stock at a certain point in time. We do know auto industry is about to get smoked after insane auto valuations, higher interest rates, nasty repo rates, etc. So yes, I blank. You what? What's up, Justin? What's up, man? Tesla was an anomaly. Yeah, kind of. It's definitely rare. Market's bouncing back a little bit. So again, you can see the NASDAQ starting to rip back up. So the NASDAQ with a nice little pop back up. It's at 367, 366. All right, guys, the Q at 366 or so. Started to bounce back. AMC still sitting pretty quiet here after breaking down earlier in pre, and now, sitting at around 320 a share or so. SPY bouncing back, NVIDIA bouncing back. This Tesla bouncing back. Let me see. Tesla is bouncing back a little bit too. Tesla back up to 236 almost. Yeah, I don't know how many people bought Tesla at 300 recently. I know I certainly didn't. Wasn't Apple a penny stock? It seemed when I was young they were calling for the end of Apple, ran its course, and then came the iPod. Let me see. Apple's lowest stock price was 4 cents a share for Apple on July 8th, 1982, which was right when it was young. So 4 cents a share for Apple, but it was in the 80s. There's a difference. Yeah, a lot of things were penny stocks, and it wasn't quite the same because a dollar back then was much more valuable than a dollar is now. You know what I mean? So like a dollar back then, when you include inflation, is, like a $10, $15 stock relative to now where a dollar is very small, very little amount of money. I'm not sure if they're adjusted for splits or not. I'm just kind of looking. Can you explain the long tails on some pre-market trades? I'm assuming you mean the 8 a.m. scrum. Those are just overnight orders getting filled when the market opens. They're pretty standard. They happen every day. Hey, buddy. Love you, man. How you feeling today, buddy? You feeling good? Hey. You feeling okay, man?
What is this?
That's my mic stand. Hey, bud, you feeling okay today?
Mm-hmm.
All right, buddy. I love you, man.
Love you too.
Have a good day today, man.
Okay.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too. Hello.
You saying hi?
Hello.
Focus at school today. You got it?
Okay.
You're doing great, right? Yeah, Jack's been learning how to program.
Hello.
Yeah, I'll say hey to you. Everybody say hey to Jack, my son. He's right here. He's getting ready to go to school. Tell him to have a good day. See, look. See, they're talking to you. Look.
Hello.
All right, buddy. I love you, man. Have a good day at school, bud. All right, bud. You're not. Don't mess with that. There you go. All right, man. Hey, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's Jack. He's good. He's been learning to program through Scratch and other stuff, you know. Anyways, Q is at 366 still, so bouncing up a little bit. Tesla back up to almost 236. So Tesla started to bounce up too. Yeah, he's getting old quick. He's growing fast. $1,000. That's kind of the most I'll do with my son if I want to get him into investing is I'll buy him Pokemon cards. I'll let him research, find some cards within our budget, and buy them and see if they appreciate over time. You know, and he has fun with it. He's into Pokemon, so. Again, AMC stock consolidating, Q pulling back a little bit. We do have this upper and lower range, and you can kind of see we did reject right off of that level we talked about here. So, no longer shy of the camera. Yeah, he's not shy at all. All right, look at this popping. Again, AMC back up to 8 or 330s here, so 330s. Little pop at AMC. Tesla back up to 236s. NVIDIA back up to 407s or so. We'll see if it holds those levels. Apple down on the day, but only slight. It originally gapped up, and now it's pulling back some here. But again, it's pretty slight. Yeah, but giving a 9-year-old $1,000 to invest is kind of out there. I mean, I'll invest for him. I think that's going to be a better move. AMC back up to 335s or so now for AMC. Starting to bounce back some. Again, Apple's pretty much straight flat right now. It's just not really doing that much. All right, guys. Pre-market. Yeah, so we're sitting back watching some stuff here. You get all the way back up to basically 340s for AMC. The Q's still rejecting some. And so we're watching Apple as well, which is, again, slightly red. Slightly red. All right, the E-mini mostly in that range. So, again, you can kind of see why we're watching this level. So, again, we drew this level earlier in pre-market. So, here's the level here at 366 down to 365s. All right, so we did get a bounce at AMC. We're at 366 or so on the Q, 366. What's up, Baron? I personally like AMC here. Yeah, is there an argument, a dip for AMC? A dip buy, I mean. Whoa, look at PayPal. Popping up. Hey, you love to see it. PayPal with a big bounce. I don't know. This must be some recent news for PayPal coming out. Let's see what the news is for PayPal, but something just dropped for PayPal here. Does anybody know what's going on with PayPal? PayPal just shot up to basically really high levels, and now it's coming all the way back down. All right, so Intuit's INTU, Alex Chris was named PayPal CEO according to CNBC. So a new PayPal CEO is now in place. Intuit's Alex Chris is the new CEO of PayPal. That's what's going on. New CEO for PayPal. It popped up a lot and then it dipped all the way back down and now it's kind of consolidating. But yeah, they just recently named a new CEO. Yeah, I don't know much about this guy. PayPal almost up to $63 a share now. Almost up to 63. It's at 62.80s. Guys, 62.80s for PayPal. running. Big move. New CEO. Yeah, I know about the stable coin. Here, bear with me, guys. I'm gonna all right, sorry. Oh, my bad. I've been talking and my mic's been off. But yeah, PayPal still ripping up. Again, let's put up PayPal here. Here's PayPal right here. Have a good day. But yeah, PayPal starting to pop. Look at this. So PayPal up to 6280s. 6280s, almost 6290s for PayPal. Up to 6295s for PayPal. Yeah, I'm just playing my old playlist. PayPal about to hit $63 and run. Again, new CEO was named. It looks like they're liking this move. They're up to basically $63 a share right now, 63 a share. All right, so again, PayPal up to 6290s right now, consolidating back and forth here. Again, will PayPal break over 63? Again, I'm holding PayPal. This is a great news for me, to be honest, because I'm in PayPal, and we bought the dip. And so this is good. All right, so PayPal just ripped up to 6320s right now, guys. 6320s. We're going to let this continue on the rip. Again, we're holding PayPal. We're green in PayPal now. This is great news. Yeah, PayPal, I can't remember what their earnings showed up as. I'll have to look. It's not the most heavily weighted stock. So it's effective September 27th, guys, is when the CEO is going to take place, the new CEO. All right, so again, PayPal at 63.10, still holding back up after this news. All right, guys, pop it up for PayPal again. We'll see if we hold it at 63. Tesla has bounced all the way back to 236s here, guys. 236s. Let's see if we run up more. Tesla right at 236 even right now. AMC back up to 350 or 340s or so that's nice. All right, and again, PayPal right at $63. Tesla still trying to bounce back. If we look at Tesla here, again, the market opens in about 16 minutes. Yeah, I mean, DL, no offense, man. It might pull back, but nobody knows whether Tesla's going to hold, you know. And again, definitive statements are something I really don't like because nobody knows, you know. So maybe we do dip back down. Again, I don't know. All right, so again, we're right at 63 bucks for PayPal. I hate roller coasters. Oh, you hate the stock market then, man. You know. All right, guys. Hey, we got 13 minutes. You know how you know Tesla's going to tank? It's up 150% in 6 months. There's no way to sustain that gain. I understand, but I mean, it depends on whether you're looking at it in terms of growth or stocks. Like as a growth stock, it certainly could sustain that gain. And again, I'm not saying it will, but if it's a growth stock, that gain could be fine. And so it really depends on the way we got to look at it, as well as the fact that like Tesla prior to that big run was down already. So like if you look at a long-term chart on Tesla here, for instance, right prior to that big run, Tesla was at 300 plus last September. And so again, they dipped all the way down to 100. So they dropped down 65% or 66%, all the way down from 300 to 100. And then they bounced from 100 back up to 300. And so they're back up to 300. It's not like they were never at this level and then they just went up huge amounts. Like, they were already at this level if you look at a longer term chart. So they were already at this level if you look at a long-term chart. Here's Tesla's weekly chart. So again, they were already at 300, dipped, and then fought their way back up. And so if they were just kind of coming up to 300, sure, a pullback is arguable. But I guess that's my point. It's like they were already at these levels. Yeah, winners often continue to win, and the big long-term direction of the market is up. The big thing people need to understand, like, about stocks, the biggest thing that people get wrong, especially retail traders, is they try to bet against some of the strongest companies in the world. And like, that might be cool if you watch The Big Short, and you might glamorize The Big Short and Michael Burry betting against the market, but you're missing out on the point of the market, which is that over a century, the S&P 500, the largest companies in the world, give you 6 to 12% a year. With that, betting against the largest companies in the world is a very risky bet that is not the safest, and you can say, oh, well, a lot of analysts think the market's going to crash. A lot of analysts thought the market was going to crash a year ago, and then the market ripped up 20% this year. And so the thing to understand is, like, y'all can bet against the biggest statistical edge the market gives you, which is long-term upward movement in the S&P 500. But in my opinion, it's kind of a sucker's bet. Even if you get lucky and you catch the short, the odds that you're going to do it are very low. And so again, what's the risk you take by betting on those? I think that's what you got to look at it with. And again, I don't know what we're going to get, guys. We'll see what happens. But I guess my point is, like, don't get talked into betting against long-term price action of blue chips. It's a sucker's bet. It's a sucker's bet that retail traders don't understand why, is because the biggest statistical edge the market will ever give anybody on any strategy for anything is blue chips are typically going to go up long term. And again, that's statistics over a century of S&P 500 price action and market price action. And so again, don't be a rookie trader that bets against the biggest statistical edge the market gives you. Yeah, so Tesla was way down prior. It's still down. Yeah, and again, I'm not saying Tesla goes up. Again, there's risks on both sides. Certainly on the upside for Tesla too. I'm not saying that Tesla's just gonna, go crazy. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, like, betting against some of these behemoth companies, especially growth companies, is a risk. And you can take that risk. And again, if you're, again, y'all can make whatever risks y'all want to make, but be smart. Understand the real edge of markets. And if you're good at day trading, that's a great edge too. And again, Top Step recently started processing the waitlist memberships, and so they are starting to process the waitlist memberships. With that said, if you want to check out Top Step, it's a funded program for futures. Most day traders lose money because most day traders lose. It doesn't matter whether they're on Top Step or not. Top Step is the single best way, in my personal opinion, to limit your risk if you want to learn day trading. They have free funding coaches. They give you a demo. They give you a profit target. They give you a max loss. And if you could pass that testing with a demo account, they fund you with a live express account or with a live funded account. And again, that edge is powerful because it allows you to get involved with limited risk. But if you're good enough to pass it, the reward's very similar, where you get 90% profit split if you're funded. You get to keep your first 10K in profit, all that good stuff. And so it's the best of both worlds. It's limited risk, in my opinion, but the rewards are very similar. And again, they're a sponsor of mine, so they pay me money. So naturally, I'm biased in their favor. But again, if you want to check it out, here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. Looks like they got everything back up and running smoothly here. And so great news for them. PayPal still consolidating back up. Again, here's Tesla. Went all the way up to 236, back down to 235s here. AMC, crazy day for AMC. It's still sitting around 340s or so. Buy and hold long-term is outdated. Well, no offense. You don't understand the market, man. If you think buying, holding stuff long-term is not a good move, then you really, truly, genuinely don't understand the market, man. Like, no matter what, long-term is going to trump short-term, Yeah, it's got to be a troll comment, in all honesty. Again, if you really think the edge is something besides the long side, long-term, again, you just don't understand the market, brother. Again, we got a nice little flag pattern here for PayPal too. And so again, you can check out the flag pattern here. Or it's more of a triangle. A flag has a pole leading up to it like that, so it kind of looks like a flag. This is more so a triangle. Yeah. S&P 500 is testing lows. What do you think about Disney? Where are all these millionaire blue chip traders? Warren Buffett. You know, dude, bro, like, again, it's good conversation and it's probably good content for me to talk about this. But, again, man, no offense, but you don't understand compounding. You don't if you think blue chips long term is a bad bet, there's just, I don't even know what to say, man. Again, to be honest, if it's true and this is not just a troll, which it might possibly be a troll again, and if it is, you know, whatever. But again, you're betting against long-term statistics. You know, I'll put it this way: the richest investors and traders in the world. If you take how many people are rich from investing, trading, the investor's wallet would crush the trader's wallet. You know, like, you really got to understand it, because compounding long term is the biggest edge the market will ever give you in terms of blue chip value investing, buying healthy companies, or the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or currencies or gold and silver, and sitting long term is the biggest edge you'll ever have. Again, no offense, Luce. It's going to be something where, you know, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. But again, I'll say it again. If you think that betting on the upside in the market, in the US market long term, is not a good edge, you don't understand the stock market, brother. You know, again, it's something that you truly don't understand. And it's all good. Again, we can agree to disagree, but again, what that genuinely means, if this is really your argument, is that you don't understand the stock market, brother. And again, this coming from somebody that day trades. I day trade. I love swing trading. Some of my best trades are swing trades. But what you'll notice, guys, is that the compounding effect of investing in blue chips long term is going to trump anything else for the most part, in terms of given edge. You know, and again, maybe it's subjective. But AMC to the moon. We'll see. We'll see about AMC. PayPal still consolidating right around $63. Yeah, I mean, again, I day trade a lot too. I mean, I love day trading. Day trading is a skill, man. If you build that skill and you get good at it, it can be a powerful skill. Yeah, and again, it's something that it can be profound, you know. But I think there's been a lot of studies done, and I think what people found most of the time was that compounding into the S&P 500, or value investing and using compounding, gave statistical better edges than any other type of trading in the world, or investing, or whatever anything you want to compare it against. And so I guess don't be gullible, guys, and think that you need to be Michael Burry and betting against the market. You can make money doing both. You can make money on the upside in investing. You can make money on the upside in trading, downside in trading. Just be smart. I guess the point is, like, in my opinion, regardless of whether you're a day trader or a swing trader, have a long-term portfolio that you're buying and holding, blue chips or the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or currencies or gold or whatever it is, right? Diversify. The smartest thing that you could ever do is diversification in markets. All right, guys, we got less than 2 minutes before the market opens here, guys. Less than 2 minutes. Did you say Top Step was taking new clients again? So they're starting to process payments through the wait list. And so join the wait list. Again, if you want to check out the wait list for Top Step, we are going to be day trading on there today. AMC back up here, guys. So AMC is back up. We're going to put our side chart up here. Oh, I guess we got too many of these. Let me exit out of that one. Make this big. All right, guys. The opening bell, less than 2 minutes. There we go. All right, we got that up. Again, we're going to get ready to trade. Let's do this. And put some music on here as well. You see Tesla down here at the bottom, 235.50s. We got the SPY right here at about 447.50s. There's a little pop up. We got 30 seconds, guys, until the market opens. 30 seconds. Little pop up. Let's get some music playing. All right, so there's a rip up at the opening bell. Here's the first 3 minutes of market activity. Yeah, there's a market rip. There's the E-mini pop. So you do real-time short-term trades and tell everyone that they should just index. Yeah, I mean, Jason, it kind of sounds like, no offense, if that's what you took from what I said, then you're not listening, man. What I said was that you can day trade, but you want to diversify into long-term as well. You should have both. If you want to day trade, it can be a profound money-making edge. It really can be. But you also want to diversify and have a long-term portfolio too. If you don't, again, you're missing out on one of the most guaranteed edges that you get. There's a difference. Trading can be unstable, and it can be a profound skill. Investing is a guaranteed edge. Okay, it's a guaranteed thing. If you buy up healthy blue chips with low PE ratios or the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and you sit on it for 5 or 10 years, you are guaranteed to make money for the most part. And so again, you got to, in my opinion, a smart trader does both. And again, I'm day trading right now. We're about to day trade the market right now. We day trade every day. But again, diversify. That's my point. All right, so there's the E-mini flushing back down a little bit, consolidating back and forth here. Choppiness, we're still in that range. Tesla looking very interesting after that latest price cut announcement. Down to 234s. Very flat open. Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of keep chasing the shiny, exciting things. But again, I think like even after the 08 crash, like you said, the market bounced back so quick that like the biggest edge you get in markets is long term. It's because it's guaranteed to a certain extent. All right, so the S&P consolidating here. We're also going to be watching the NASDAQ some as well. Well, yeah. Well, the big thing, like the exit you have with long-term investing is more important than the entry, Jason. And so like what I'm trying to say is that if you buy and hold for 5 to 10 years, as long as you're not in a crash period, you're going to make money. You know, even if you're in a crash period, that just means you got to wait a couple extra years until the market comes back from it, which it historically always does. Within maybe 5 years, the market's back. And so, again, what's more important than buying, where you buy is where you sell and investing. And so you have to time the exit more correctly than you have to time the entry. But the edge is still there, regardless of whether you get unlucky and what I always try to tell people is that it depends on how long you have. If you're retiring imminently, sure, you might be a little bit more hesitant and apprehensive in terms of investing. That's obvious and that's understandable. You know, and you should be a little bit more hesitant and apprehensive if you have to retire imminently with that money. But if you are young and you've got 5 to 20 years of, investing is something you should be always diversifying as well into. Day trading is great and it can be a great skill, and I do it every day, and I think there's a lot of great options for that. I think funded account programs to limit your risk are great, but you also want to get in stuff long term too. All right, S&P starting to pop up a little bit here, mostly getting flat action here. The SPY's flat, Tesla's flat, PayPal's flat, Apple is flat since the open, and so we're kind of sitting sideways. Although Apple's actually looking okay. Apple's starting to move up some. That's nice. All right, market's starting to look green. Yeah, exactly. Optimistic. That's the right move. You should have both long-term and short-term. I'm going to buy this, although it's very volatile. We're going to buy one contract. Oh my gosh, we just brought 5 contracts here. That is not what I wanted to do at all. Yeah, this is not what I wanted to do at all. I'm going to have to cut that. I did not want to do that at all, guys. I'm incredibly frustrated. For whatever reason, 5 contracts was specified here. That sucks. Yeah, that again, complete accident there. But it happens. So give me a second, guys. We're going to go with a different one now, since we gave so much back there. And something we again, complete pure accident, unfortunately. There we go. All right. Pure accident. A little disappointing, but again, mistakes happen. My mistake. Watching the stream in the morning really helps calm my nerves, focus on a plan. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate the love. Thank you. All right, so we're right back down to the bottom of this low here. Market's consolidating. Tesla's trying to come back up a little bit. SPY back at the bottom range. Again, I'm going to sit tight. I don't really see any good strategy right here. Yeah, bad. Unlucky for me there. And it's all good. Again, it happens. But just unlucky. S&P breaking down, although Tesla's moving up. It's not Apple. What's dragging the S&P down? Tesla ripping back up to 230s here for Tesla. Back up to 230s. I might put the NASDAQ up here. I like trading the NASDAQ a little bit more. see what the NASDAQ looks like today, though. All right, so there's a break up in the NASDAQ here. Again, mostly being brought upon by Tesla. Microsoft, maybe. Look at the market pop. Apple ripping up too. Yeah, big. Maybe, man. All right, we're going to buy this dip. See if we can catch a little piece of profit there on the upside real quick. Up 40. All right, so we just made about $40 here. See if we get another little dip here down that we can buy into and then see if we retrace quick. Again, I want to build up a cushion first. And this is a 150K combine, so I don't mind letting this work. All right, flat. See, we rise. I took half off, locked in a little bit more, letting the rest rip. We're up about 100 and something now. All right, just locked in another 100. We are up 220 or so in this account, 220. Keeping an eye on everything else too. Yeah, there's the rip. SPY breaking over highs. Tesla cracking over highs again. Looks good. Market's turning bullish. Yeah, we got some good price action. Again, we'll see if we get another dip and then a rip. But again, I'm gonna sit tight. We switched accounts too. We needed to there. All right, still testing highs here. SPY pull it back a little bit. The rest of the market's starting to run. Apple looking really strong today too. That's a stock that we bought last week on the dip. All right, so here's a pullback again, not large enough of a dip for me to get interested yet, although it could rip right back up and continue that really tight ranged upward trend. We get a large enough pullback down to this level here, though, we'll buy it. I'll go ahead and let this downtrend signal a potential upward move and then maybe add to it if we get some. No add yet. There's the down wick signaling an upward move, and we just made another 100 and something. We are up about 350 on the day now. Again, you can kind of see how I use wick action to influence whether where I enter positions. PayPal's pretty flat. Tesla's starting to dip a little bit. SPY still breaking over highs here. AMC's down big. Yeah, AMC's still kind of a struggle.
All right, here's another little dip. I'm going to wait this time because I think the market sometimes doesn't make it easy on you. So I think buying these dips could be a bad move. We'll wait for a large pullback and then maybe buy that dip instead if we get one. Get a little bit larger. Yeah. Apple's still looking pretty good. All right, pop right back up in the NASDAQ, still ripping up. And this is basically the Q here in futures. And this is why a lot of people should be trading futures, is because there's no PDT restrictions. You could day trade short in futures without restriction. And Top Step is the most legit funded program in the world. They pay out millions and fund thousands of traders a year. You can check out the link in the description if you want more info on it. But all right, so we got a little dip here. Part of me wants to buy the dip, but I think there's also risks because it's moved up a lot, made it really easy to kind of capitalize on some of these moves over time. There's the NASDAQ pumping up. Tesla trying to move up with it as well. Apple looking really nice. All right, there's another break of highs for the NASDAQ, at least market open highs. Still not the highs of actual day, but since the market open. All right, we got a little dip after testing that high. Let's see if it retraces and breaks this level here. This is a previous support level that you can see right there at 15,117 on the NASDAQ. I don't know what it's going to do here, but we'll see. SPY consolidating around that top two. Tesla right middle range after a pullback. Apple finally starting to dip down some too. All right, so there's a large pullback. Again, this is what I was kind of hesitant to buy on. And so glad I stopped myself and we kind of controlled ourselves and didn't get too interested in it. I might buy this dip, though, with just one contract. All right, we got one contract here, the NASDAQ. Very volatile price action. We're flat. It's a large dip. The question is, do we want to add to this? I don't know. SPY turning quick. Yeah, I'm going to cut this. Again, this is the pullback that I was kind of waiting on. We're still up hundreds on the day. But, yeah, I don't like this move on the SPY. The NASDAQ trends a little bit more against the SPY, but look at that big pullback in the S&P. We're just going to chill now. And you can put up the S&P right here and see kind of the turnaround that we got in that as well. There's the S&P. Maybe we'll pivot to more of a short-based strategy. The Dow is looking really weak today relative to some of this stuff too. See what the Dow does, and despite all this movement. There's the S&P breaking down too. Consolidation right in the middle range. All right, we are actually scalping the regular NASDAQ here. Just locked in a good bit. Short side. We got one contract left. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. We scalped it pretty quick. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to work and then probably cut it quick too. All right, yeah, we're going to use that opportunity to cut it. And again, here's our graph today, guys. We are up about 440 on the day, 440. Very big consolidation, kind of middle range. NASDAQ started to bounce right back. Again, very flat day. So NASDAQ wants to come back. Yeah, I'm going to put up the regular NASDAQ. Again, very flat price action. We're just not having any really good directional movement here today, guys. So just be careful. A lot of choppiness. I want to put the Dow up. I could show you guys the Dow too. Sorry, bear with me. Market's starting to pump back up. I'm looking at my swing trades right now too. Again, I'm going to put up the NASDAQ again so you guys can kind of see how it's trending a little bit against the S&P. The NASDAQ just ripped up and broke highs too. Look, so here's the NASDAQ. Here's the SPY also on the right side if you want to look at that. But yeah, the market, very choppy. Yeah, my PayPal trade's nicely green here. Beautiful cup and handle style pattern that we're trying to make money on too. Very nice, kind of crazy. Good trades, man. All right, look at the NASDAQ consolidating right here. Amazon and Nvidia. What's Nvidia doing right now? Nvidia ripping up too. Again, we're nicely green. I'm going to take a little bit of piece of PayPal off just because I can. All right, so we just locked in a little bit of PayPal here on the upside. Again, just because we can. Apple starting to run back up, testing those highs again. Again, we're pretty flat on the NASDAQ here. We're just kind of sitting quiet. Tupperware, wasn't Tupperware running a couple days ago? NASDAQ's still trying to hold, but again, guys, we are very flat. Just be careful today. Tomorrow, we do have core retail sales data that might influence things good or bad. I don't know whether it's going to be a good or bad influence, but yeah. All right, finally got a little pullback here. Tupperware breaking down, looking weak. Yeah, the NASDAQ's interesting because it's kind of flat right now. I mean, look at this. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down. The S&P 500, though, I think the SPY is starting to get much weak. Or no, the SPY is still flat on the day. Finally, the NASDAQ coming back down some. Yeah, what's AMC doing right now despite all of this stuff here? We're looking at it, but AMC starting to creep back up. It's at 330s. Again, I'm very hesitant to trade right now. I just don't see much going on. That looks good. We made a little bit on the short, made a little bit on the long side, and we're kind of sitting now. I might buy this little dip real quick right here. This looks weak. All right, we got one contract on a pullback. And again, we'll see if we get anything good, but we got to limit our size and our risk here. There we go, a little bounce. Nice. All right, we just took a little bit of profit in that one. I don't think we had any economic data today. I still think today's actually pretty quiet. This looks bullish. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and bow out for the day, guys. I just don't see anything that I really like here. And again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. Top Step funded account program for futures. A great way to get your feet wet. Like, listen, if you're struggling to day trade and you want a way to limit your risk, but also get exposure to day trading, learn how to trade under pressure, there's free funding coaches. Try Top Step. Top Step genuinely builds your skill, whether you pass it or not. It's the best of both worlds, where what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. Number one, I'm biased in their favor. I can't guarantee any of the things I'm going to say, but I'm pretty sure these are all true. But regardless, they're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased in their favor. But again, genuinely useful for traders because it limits your risk. The base combine's $49 right now. They're starting to process signups through their wait list. So join the wait list at this link. And again, what they do is they give you a demo and they test you, right? The base one is 50K. They give you that 50K demo. If you can hit 3K in profit without losing 2K, basically 2 to 3 ratio, reasonable ratio, while following their rules, they fund you 50K in either express funded account or a live funded account, depending on which option you go with. And again, with that, it's the best of both worlds. Your risk is limited. If you lose, you're only down $49 if it's the base combine. $49, very small. If you pass it, you still get a lot of the rewards. You get 90% split. You still get to keep your first 10K in profit. And so it's very useful for traders that want to limit their risk, but learn how to trade under pressure. Again, there's free funding coaches, all that good stuff. Check them out. Great way to help support the channel. And again, if you haven't already, guys, y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys later. Again, not a bad day, but quiet. We're kind of moving choppy action in the markets here. Although the S&P 500 is not really looking that bad, but kind of choppy action right now, guys. We'll see what the rest of the day gives us. Y'all be safe. I love you all. Y'all be smart. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we got core retail sales and a bunch of other stuff. So I'll see you guys then. Good luck.